Hey, Matt here with Halloween Daily News, and today we're going to be doing a little breakdown of the first official trailer for the new Halloween family comedy, Under Wraps. Under Wraps is actually a remake of the first ever Disney Channel original movie that was released back in 1997. It was first reported in November of 2020 that Disney Channel would be giving a modern twist to its upcoming comedic remake of the 97 classic. The reimagined story, as in the original, takes place a few days before Halloween when 12-year-old friends Gilbert, Marshall, and Amy accidentally revive a mummy that they discover in a neighbor's basement, which they affectionately then name Harold. Then they have to rush to return him to his resting place before midnight on Halloween. On the way, they have to avoid a group of criminals trying to sell the mummy to the highest bidder. And then when Harold gets captured, the trio has to band together to stand up to the criminals, face their own fears, and rescue their new friend. So let's take a look at the official trailer. All right, so right here we meet our trio. That's Amy. She is played by Sophia Hammonds, and right here we have Gilbert and Marshall. They are played by Malachi Barton and Christian J. Simon. It appears here that they're being told by a teacher that they have to work with the new girl, Amy, maybe show her around. Looks like they're on a school field trip to a museum. See a dinosaur in the background.
Shouldn't there be another mummy?
Amy suggests that there's a mummy missing, and here we go. Looks like he's been stolen.
He mysteriously disappeared.
And we're told that the other one mysteriously disappeared. And here one of our kids discovers it. And there's our first good look at the new Harold the Mummy. He's played in this film by dancer and choreographer Phil Wright.
Hey there, nice mummy.
Playing up the comedy aspects. Of course, he's not meant to look too scary, but you can see there is some makeup going on behind those wraps to definitely age him quite a bit. But this is not the kind of mummy that's meant to give kids nightmares, obviously.
You want me to take a mummy into my house with my mom?
There he is, scaring himself in the mirror. I think that's going to be a source of a lot of the comedy in this film. Obviously, the out-of-place mummy in the modern world.
You're the one who loves mummy. Who's your friend? That's Harold. Kid from school.
And of course, they're going to make their way to the mandatory school Halloween dance, where I imagine Harold's going to have to show up everybody on the dance floor. Maybe even help some of our heroes with some dance moves.
Pretty cool one.
Lots of Halloween atmosphere in the background of these shots. You can see some of the costumes and some of the decor behind them. And Harold, again, this is played by Phil Wright. He is a award-winning dancer and choreographer, and clearly they're going to take advantage of those talents in his portrayal of Harold.
You get used to him. Here, it's
Here we see Marshall taking some sleeping tips from Harold.
hot sauce.
This is a pretty funny scene too when Marshall gives Harold some hot sauce to taste for the first time, and he predictably freaks out. They're sharing some pizza, which everybody can relate to, and I especially like the horror masks in the background. You can see he's got a Frankenstein sporting some shades over there on the left, and looks like a Nosferatu vampire bust just over his bed, and then a classic vampire or phantom mask there on the nightstand, it appears. Maybe he's a horror fan, or at least a mask fan.
The mummy, it's gone.
Again, find Harold wandering the streets of modern day America in the days leading up to Halloween. I like all the decorations we see in the background. There's some inflatables. There's a hanging demon on the pole right there. There's a skull on that hay bale. Lots of pumpkins can be seen in the background, as this woman is clearly horrified by what she's seeing. It also looks like this might be at a costume shop based on what's in the window over there by the inflatable wing.
You gotta stick with us, Harold. It's not.
Yeah, so I think they probably go to the costume shop to get themselves some costumes and to get Harold a costume. Ironically, he probably could have just walked around in his normal mummy garb and passed as being in costume on Halloween, but they decide to dress him up anyway. And it looks like Amy is dressing up as a pilot, Marshall as a king, and Gilbert as a gnome.
It's not safe to run off. We need some expert advice. If he doesn't make it back into his car.
And with every mummy movie, there's usually a magical amulet involved.
He could turn to dust. We have to help Harold. Friends have each other's backs.
Some pretty cool quick shots of some of the Halloween costumes that'll be popping up throughout this film. There's a pretty cool werewolf mask in there. It looks like Harold's going to go through a haunted house at a certain point. There's a cool shot of a werewolf mask.
We have to help Harold.
More shots at what appears to be the Halloween dance. I really like that giant jack-o'-lantern on the dance floor.
Friends have each other's backs, right?
Grab him now!
And the kids are talking about having each other's backs. I'm sure there's going to be some life lessons learned for both Harold and for these young kids.
Harold, watch out!
This woman's got some power to his swing.
I don't know if I can do this. Face your fears.
There's that magic amulet again.
Coming this October, followed by the series.
And we have learned that Under Wraps will premiere on October 1st on the Disney Channel. Yeah, so while this obviously is not for horror fans, this is for families and for a lot of kids that grew up in the late 90s and might have some fond, warm memories of watching the original Under Wraps on the Disney Channel. And they might have kids of their own now, and this could be a fun way to re-experience that early love for Halloween and maybe serve as a kind of gateway horror experience for some families. I know when my kids were younger, we always enjoyed watching specials that were set around Halloween and that were clearly made for the kids, but were made with affection and love, and plenty that the adults could enjoy as well. And this looks like this is going to be one of those experiences. Disney certainly knows how to do this well. This is kind of their sweet spot. And I do appreciate that it's on Disney Channel rather than Disney Plus. So if you've got basic cable, you've already got it, and you don't have to order up Disney Plus like so many of these other recent Halloween specials that Disney has been announcing. Again, you can check out the new Under Wraps when it premieres on Disney Channel on October 1st. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.